This is our Burkana, my boy. 20 years ago, we forged an uneasy peace with the Phoenician legions that sought to subjugate us. Then the war let up, leaving only ruins, fire, and a taste of ashes in its wake, depriving many of their homes and their families. It was then that I found you. A small, frightened child completely unlike you today, Finn. You've grown up now, but I want you to remember what happened to your parents, because war will return. The Frisians have groomed new and talented commanders. They did this using a game developed by their best strategists to teach young aristocrats tactics and the art of war. Only by proving their tactical prowess can Frisian nobles achieve respect and a high rank. This way, only the best of the best make their way into the command. Soon Frisia will be ready for another war. But Burkana isn't ready yet. We need time, Finn. And we must buy some. I have a plan. Let's play. Now you know the basics, but to become a master, you must learn every detail. Every year, the Frisian nobility holds tournaments where the most worthy challengers get the chance to fight against the commanders of the army. If we can get that far, we have a chance to take them out. I want you to do this.
Me? That's crazy. The Frisians will hang me as soon as they find out I'm Burkanan.
We will teach you to be Frisian. You have the right look and a sharp mind.
Aren't there more experienced challengers?
You're young and inexperienced, that's true. But your age is our advantage. No one will pay any mind to a young, unknown aristocrat. There are many at every tournament.
You know I'm always ready to help you, Uncle. But this?
I know. I asked too much of you. But this is our only chance. If the Frisians start a war, many innocent people will perish. This is why I'm asking you to at least try. And if you decide you can't handle it, or you want to refuse, I will accept your decision.
All right, Uncle. I will try to help you, but I'm not promising anything.
That's enough for now. Thank you, my boy. It means a lot. Let's not waste any time and focus on the game. The next lesson will be harder. You're doing well, Finn. But real battles in Frisia are nothing like our harmless little game. Frisians play with real people in their tournaments.
People? That's disgusting.
I know, but that is their way. Every sacrifice is real. The Frisian commander must know the price of victory.
Will I also have to play with people if I agree? Do I have to kill them?
Yes, Finn, but sometimes you must make hard choices. Choose the lesser evil. After all, war will claim far more lives.
I know, Uncle. It's just taking someone's life over a game?
For the Frisians, it is more than a game, my boy. And you must accept that if you go to the tournament. The stakes are too high. Now, look at the map. Our target is the 3 border regions of Frisia. Major tournaments will be held here. They begin in just under 3 months. That's how much time you have to become a true Frisian aristocrat and convince the king that you have mastered the game.
The king? You will present me to King Ho?
Without his approval, our mission cannot happen. That's why it's so important for you to show him that you can do it. On the king's permission, we've organized a small tournament with conditions similar to those you will encounter with the Frisians. It's all for real.
Even the murderers?
No. Frisians use criminals and slaves for spectacle. They're all state property. But we aren't Frisians. We do not spill blood for nothing. At least not in this tournament.
Well, in that case, I'm ready.
Come. I will present you to the king. Your Majesty, thank you for agreeing to help.
Leave out the formalities, Ake. I agreed to this tournament, but it cost me. And I still don't fully understand why we need it.
He will help us prepare for the Frisian tournament, to put my plan into action.
I've already told you, Ake. If I wanted to get rid of you, I would order you beheaded. It would be faster and much cheaper.
It is the best plan we have. I'm sure Finn can do it, and he will prove it at the tournament.
So, this is your ward.
Your Majesty.
And how did they convince you to take part in this, Finn? Money? Women? Torture?
Ake is a father to me. He saved me and taught me everything I know. I'm doing it to pay him back for all he's done.
How noble. But isn't the cost too high? You're so young.
You were even younger than I when the Reaping and the war with Frisia began, Your Majesty. I've heard many tales of your adventures.
If it wasn't for Ake, I would have died in Opacum and my adventures would have been over. But I had no choice, while you have one. Are you sure you want to risk your life? The things the Frisians can do to you?
I will do my best to make sure it won't happen.
Well, have it your way, Ake. If the boy can impress me at the tournament, I will give my approval.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Don't disappoint me, Finn. I will watch your progress closely.
Did you hear the king, my boy? Now it's up to you. But I will try to help you. Get your things. We are going to the tavern on the old road.
The tavern? Isn't it too early to celebrate?
My old friend Cleta is there. He's the one who stole the way. And we will have to be convincing to get his help.
What must we convince him of?
That our plan isn't crazy. That you are the person for the job.
Not crazy? I'm not sure of that myself yet.
Just remember, Cleta's manners are far from refined. But he has mastered the game over many years of observation and can give you valuable advice.
Well, I'm ready, Uncle.
Ake, you hardly ever humor me with a visit. If you decided to try your stupid plan...
You are correct as usual, old friend. We're here on business. I'm teaching Finn the game, and we need your help.
Finn? You dragged him into this, you old fool. What does the king think?
That I seek a way to end my life bravely.
And not just your own old stump. You're throwing a chick into the wolves' den. Your plan is shit, Ake. Even worse than Frisian ale and Frisian whores, and nothing is worse than that. Why are you so quiet, kid? Do you realize what this oaf is dragging you into? What do you think?
I can do it.
Don't be a fool, boy. You think you can handle the game? How long has he been teaching you? A week? A month? Those Frisian bastards honed their mastery over years to sacrifice innocent people in cold blood with sober mind.
We have no choice. If we do nothing, we may not survive this war. So we need help. I need help.
And what am I supposed to do with you?
Test the boy, Cleta. He may surprise you.
Well then, Hope of Berkana, show me what you've got. Not bad. Your boy's not as simple as he looks, Ake.
I'm glad he was able to surprise you, old friend. Does our plan still seem impossible to you?
The plan is still crazy. That said, your chances of succeeding are higher than I thought. Take my commander card, Finn. You'll need it more than me. Learn to use it wisely. And here, one more small prize. You've earned it.
Thank you.
How do you feel about coming with us to Frisia, Cleta? We'll need your help.
You sly devil. This was your plan the whole time, you old fox, am I right? To recruit me. And I just started a well-deserved vacation. After spending an eternity in Frisia, among enemies and shitty ale. And you want to deprive me of the peaceful life and throw me back to the wolves.
Come on, Cleta. You don't want the peaceful life.
And your peaceful life will end anyway when the Frisians start a war. Help us, or many people will die.
Ugh, I just ignore you fools. But you bastards will just perish in Frisia without me. You need someone with brains to tell you what to do.
So, you're with us. You'll return to Ursus.
I'm with you, but only if you promise to find me a decent tavern. After all, we need to discuss our strategy somewhere, right?
True enough, old man. And I know just the place. You'll love it. They have the best beer in all Burkina, they say.
Stop singing like a lark and show us the road, Ake. The ale can speak for itself. Yes, this is my kind of tavern. I hope the ale won't disappoint me either. But business comes first. Remember, Finn, the foundation of victory is a well-assembled deck. Get your cards out. Let's see what you've got. I hope this will help you at the tournament. Don't embarrass me, lad. I will watch you carefully and help however I can. But I'm going to have a mug of ale first. Let's see if it's as good as your mentor told me.
Well, my boy, we should get to the tournament. But you still have time if you want to study your deck or change something in it. Leave the tavern once you're ready. Welcome to the Burkina tournament.
It looks impressive, but I don't know anything about the rules.
That is the hardest part about the game, Finn. The rules change every battle. Sometimes even in the middle of the fight, if your opponent wills it.
I don't understand. Is that fair?
Of course not. But the purpose of the game is to prepare future commanders for war, which means a challenger must display tactical flexibility and know how to adjust to any situation. Be prepared for unpleasant surprises.
You think I can do it?
You're a clever and talented boy, Finn. You learn quickly and aren't afraid to make decisions. These are the qualities of a good commander. Besides, I have also given you an excellent military education, and I believe it is no worse than what they teach in Frisia.
Where should I start?
These battles are the qualifying round. You can replay them all as many times as you like. Get familiar with the rules and experiment. Challengers who get through the qualifying round will get the opportunity to fight for real in more difficult battles, but I will tell you about that later. First, you need to pass your first qualification. And don't worry, I'll be right here. Well done, my boy. Your first victory in the tournament. I'm proud of you.
Come on, Uncle. That was just one battle.
Only for now. I'm sure your second victory is near at hand. Keep going. The final adjutant remains, Finn, but we'll need help here. Only a specific deck can play against him. I know someone who can teach you. His name is Raylo. However, there could be some difficulties.
What are you talking about, Uncle?
Raylo is a talented youth from a noble family. He's an incredible tactician, but he's stuck up and arrogant like all hereditary aristocrats. He wanted a career in intelligence and showed a lot of promise. And when I hatched this plan, he became one of the candidates.
So I wasn't your first choice?
No. I knew my plan was dangerous, and I didn't want to put you at risk. Besides, Raylo was far better than the other challengers. But I refused him, and that hurt his pride. I'm sure he is still angry at me and probably won't want to help us.
But if he was the best, why did you refuse him?
Would you trust someone who thinks only of himself, Finn? Someone willing to jeopardize the country for his own ambitions? For him, it's just a game. A way to earn recognition and glory. No, my boy. The best challenger is not always the best choice. Negotiating with vain aristocrats is always difficult. However, perhaps you will be able to approach him. Let's go.
Master Ake, what are you doing here?
Greetings, Raylo. I came here because we need your help. This is Finn. I need your assistance in preparing him for the Frisian tournaments.
Glad to meet you, Raylo.
I can't say the same. So this is your choice. I was the best, and you preferred your ward to me, and you're asking for my help now.
Let's set aside our differences, Raylo. This matter is too important.
Not for me. This has nothing to do with me now. Go away.
Ache still thinks you are the best. That's why he believes that you can teach me a lot. Leave your pride behind and help us out. You can't go to Frisia without us, and we can't complete our mission without you. If a war begins, everyone will lose. War is coming. People will die. Even if you survive, you will live knowing you could have helped. But stupid past grudges made you refuse.
I know that I've wounded your pride, Raylo. But I believe you're above that. Help us.
What do you want?
We have to convince the king that Finn can be successful in Frisia.
Then you will have to persuade me first. Get your cards out, Finn. Let's see what you're made of.
I hope you won't say I was lucky again.
I won't. You understand the main principles of the game, but these victories don't mean much. The challenges will be much harder in Frisia.
This is why we need your experience. I want you to come to Frisia with us and teach Finn how to play using different decks. I want your advice.
Fine. I'll teach him to play with the bandit deck. But I'm not going to Frisia. I think you'll fail, and I want no part of this.
There are many tournament battles ahead. You might change your mind if Finn shows himself well in the challenger battles.
In that case, he will have to try very hard.
I have no doubt of his fervor. Let's go back to the camp. I want you to start training immediately.
Listen to me carefully. I don't want to repeat myself. The faster you learn the basics, the quicker I'll be rid of you. Let's play a few battles. I will tell you everything as we go along. I hope that I didn't waste my time and you learned something at least. You'll be on your own from now on. You'll need to have a deck for that. Here you are. It will take time to get used to it. And if you have other bandit cards, it might be worth changing it up.
Thanks.
You're now ready to challenge the last adjutant, Finn. But you can train some more if you want, and play with a new deck in battles you already won. This will help you grow confidence. It's up to you.
Thanks, Uncle. I'll think about it.
Congratulations, Finn, you qualified!
I feel much more confident now.
Next, you will face a real test, the challenger battles. More on that later. Now we should go back to camp and rest. But you can stay and train some more if you want.
Well, lad, we can celebrate your victory. You're not doing too badly. I hope it continues.
The qualifiers mean nothing. We'll see if you're worth anything in the challenger battles.
Don't listen to him, lad. Like all aristocrats, that foolish and capricious pup just doesn't know who to bark at and when.
Doesn't look like the old and mangy cur managed to learn this either. Otherwise, he wouldn't yap at those with sharper fangs. Go back to your mug, old man. You're not much use and you reek of ignorance and cheap beer.
One more word out of you, you little shit, and I will strangle you with that snot-stained rag you hang upon your belt.
Enough. If you can't get along, keep far away from each other. We've got no time to argue. We must finish the tournament.
The aristocrat is right. It really will get harder as we go along. But don't fear. I am going to teach you a couple of useful tricks later on.
Thank you, Cleta. Raylo, you also promised to help me out.
I'm going to think about that. We'll talk later.
Do you need anything, my boy? Today was a hard and busy day, Finn. I think we should rest before the challenges ahead.
All right, Uncle. I'll do my best.
Your Majesty, what brings you here?
I wanted to inspect your camp before we go back to the tournament. Cleta and Raylo. How did you convince them to help?
It was Finn's doing.
They think Finn can do it?
I think you better ask them.
And I will do that before I make my final decision. But an important part of the tournament is still ahead, and it's time to return to it. Don't make your king wait.
You should start preparations for the new challenges, my boy. Talk to Cleta and Raylo. Perhaps they have something for you. I have to go out for a little while. Wait for me. I brought a merchant to the tavern. You can buy cards and other useful items that you might need from him. Talk to him, and then come back to me.
You're a merchant, aren't you? What do you have for sale?
See for yourself. I'm sure something will catch your eye.
What's up, lad? How can I help, lad?
I have a few questions. Ake told me you stole the way. How did you do it?
Not me, but we. I'm just the only one who survived. I finished the job. Stole the most important details and gathered years of observations in one. I spent almost 6 years there. Bribery, blackmail, sometimes murder, an eternity. A life of constant tension, waiting for an attack.
It must have been tough to risk your life every day.
Not as tough as choking on your own conscience, you know. Get into someone's confidence, to rob or even kill them, and then live with it. I don't want to remember, so I drown my thoughts in a mug. Now we're going back there again.
Why did you agree to come with us then?
Because I didn't waste all those years in Frisia to let those scumbags get what they want. Understand? Many good people paid with their lives for those stolen secrets. It can end up all being in vain.
I can see that Raylo irritates you.
That stuck-up juvenile shit. He only cares about himself, just like all the other aristos. I'd rather plant my bare ass on a hedgehog than trust him. Remember well, Finn. Someone who only thinks of advancement on the brink of war is scum, not a person. And you can't trust them.
You lived among the Frisians for so long. What are they like?
Frisians live for war. At least their nobility does. They flaunt their titles and treat the common people like cattle. That's why they use them like witless dolls. Throw away the broken ones without a care, and get some new ones.
And is everyone all right with that?
The Frisians rule by fear. They do everything to make the people feel helpless. I have never seen a filthier, poorer, and more downcast folk. The commoners are afraid. They think it could get worse, so they try to live quietly, obediently, and voicelessly, hoping to be left in peace. And then they come for them, when it's too late to do anything.
Do you need anything, my boy? Do you want to talk, my boy?
Tell me about the last war. How did we win?
I still don't get it, my boy. The events which transpired then are indescribable. We were on the brink of doom. The Frisian army razed cities and villages, leaving behind only the foul smoke of the corpse fires. But this wasn't the only foe we battled. People didn't just die in the war.
Yes, I know. The Reaping. But you don't like to talk about it.
I saw people die in horrible torment, or go insane, turning into rabid animals. This was a true plague, a curse. I'm glad you remember nothing of that time. But if the Reaping returns...
Let's stop talking about it, Uncle. Sorry for reminding you. Why did you take me in?
The war left me broken. While I looked for Prince Ho on the king's orders, all my friends died in battle. I could not accept it. After the victory in Opakam, I asked Ho, who was now king, to free me from bodyguard duties. I craved revenge. It consumed me. I led a unit that tracked and mercilessly destroyed small groups of Frisians. It dulled my pain, but brought no satisfaction. Every day I lost more and more of my humanity, until I turned into a burned-out cinder. But this didn't stop me. I was dead.
Was that when you found me?
Yes, my boy. I had to see a child crying over his mother's body to realize I was still alive, while wasting my life on death. I decided to take you with me. You gave me the purpose I was missing. To raise a son and give him a future. It became the most important thing. Back then, I thought I was driven by compassion. But later, I understood that I desperately needed someone close to me.
Did you ever regret taking me?
Of course not, Finn. You changed my life, made me a different man. I've come a long way over the years, from soldier to teacher. But first I had to learn myself, to find out many things and rethink them. I mastered the courtly wiles, became calmer and wiser. Believe me, if you had met Ek the soldier, you wouldn't have recognized me.
How do you know Cleta?
When I was made Master of Intelligence, I immediately decided to get to know my men and assess their skills. Cleta was among them. The previous Master spoke of him disdainfully, even with some dislike, but with a strange, almost unwilling respect. This intrigued me. I ordered Cleta to be brought to me, but he found me earlier, a day before the set date. An unkempt and portly man in scruffy clothes came up to me. He looked like he'd just left a tavern. He swayed and stank of beer. Imagine my disappointment when he said he was Cleta and demanded to be taken to the new idiot who was the master now.
Yes, that's just like Cleta.
I decided to teach the drunkard a lesson and took him to a dungeon. I introduced myself and asked which cell he wanted to get to know me in. Suddenly, the fool sobered up and shoved me into the nearest cell, saying, "This one will do." He locked me in with the key he'd stolen from my pocket.
What? No way!
Oh, yes. No idea how he did it. The arrogant cur then told me, "I heard you wanted to see me to assess my skills."
Now I'm starting to see why the previous Master of Intelligence didn't like him.
Yeah. Cleta isn't one to blindly obey those he doesn't respect, even if they're his superiors. I was lucky we got on quickly. I got an excellent and clever agent who isn't afraid to act, and later a good friend who always says what he thinks to my face. This is why I wanted him on our side. We have way more chances with him.
What do you need?
Raylo, I want to talk.
I don't think we have anything to talk about. What do you want?
Why do you hate me? Do you think Ake preferred me because I'm his son?
You think it's not so? I was called the best, but you're going to Frisia. You, who needs to be taught everything! I spend weeks studying this game to know what to do. To be successful. But your adoptive father decided you should get the glory.
Glory? That's why they rejected you, Raylo. You're only doing it for your ambitions. Don't you get that you might not come back from Frisia? You think Ake's ready to risk our lives for glory? The dead have no need for glory.
That's why we need someone who can survive in Frisia. Someone who knows what to do.
You're obsessed with the mission in your career and are prepared to risk your life for it. Why? You have money and power.
I have no intention of spending my life at receptions, surrounded by idle fools who want to be bowed to for being born in a special family. Respect is not inherited. It must be earned.
Maybe then I can earn yours?
Maybe. I don't know anything about you apart from who your adopted father is. Why do you call him uncle? Are you hiding your relation?
I don't know. That's the way it was since I was a child. I always knew I was adopted. I knew what happened to my parents, even though I don't remember them. I think it was easier for us both. We didn't want to pretend we forgot about the past.
Well, now I know you a little better. But only Frisia will show if you're worthy of my respect.
Why does Cleta annoy you?
What good can come from that rough and crude man, with manners unworthy of the cheapest tavern? Why take him to Frisia? The tournaments will be full of aristos. His smell alone will scare them off.
Cleta spent many years in Frisia as an agent. I'm sure he knows a lot. Ake has his reasons for taking him.
Yes, Ake always has his reasons. That's why his best friend and adopted son are going to the tourneys. A green youth and a drunkard.
Perhaps we should take you along then. We're missing a pompous aristocrat.
Sounds enticing, but I don't want to witness your failure.
Well, Finn, you passed the qualification, which means Ake has trained you well. It will be even more interesting to see how you handle the challenger fights. Ha 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 ha! I'll give the Frisians one thing. These games are very entertaining. But we have a serious goal, and I want to make sure you can accomplish it. Ake, Cleta, Raylo, I forbid you from giving Finn advice. He is on his own now.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
We'll see what you're really made of, Finn. Get going. Your king demands a spectacle.
Before you begin, let me tell you about the rules. Challenger battles are different. Your opponent will have a stronger deck, and the battle itself could turn out quite different.
Different? What does that mean?
New rules will appear. The battlefield will change. Simply defeating your enemy isn't enough, of course. There is always a condition you must fulfill. Every battle also has a top result, which is the number of attempts it took the best contender to win. If you defeat him, you will get a little more gold as a reward. I'm also sure that this victory will make more of an impression on the king.
And if I can't?
Never surrender and keep fighting. A victory will bring you a reward and improve your reputation.
But what about the champion himself, Uncle? When can I challenge you?
You can do that right now, my boy. The king might be impressed with a quick victory, but it's best to win all the other battles. This will let you better prepare for your battle against me, and get new cards as well as experience and gold to upgrade them. Either way, it's up to you. I sincerely wish you luck. Now then, my boy, are you sure you're ready for battle? Maybe you want to practice more, or look at your deck and upgrade your cards?
I'm ready.
Okay, but before we begin, I'll tell you about the rules.
Again? How many rules does this stupid game have?
Don't interrupt. There are two ways to win the final battle. Simply defeating the champion is respectable enough, considering his status. But if you really want to make an impression, you need to beat him under special rules, like in the challenger battles. This is difficult, as the attempts are limited. Once you've spent them all, you can't replay the battle again. The tournament will end for you. These are the rules. But while you still have attempts, you can try to improve your result, even if you've already won. Are you sure you're ready for this test?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see if you can wound my pride. I have never lost with this deck. And no giveaways this time. Well then, Finn, not bad. No one has ever managed to beat me with these cards. But you could have played better.
I know, Uncle. I did not meet the terms.
But you still have a chance to, if you believe in yourself. You decide, my boy.
I want to end the tournament.
That's your right, Finn. The tournament is over. Now all that's left is to hear the king's verdict. Let's go.
I have never seen Ake lose. A worthy showing, Finn.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
But the time has come to discuss more important matters. I must make a decision. Cleta, Raylo, you helped train Finn, and I want to know what you think. Can he handle this mission?
The boy can do it, Your Majesty. I bet a keg of the best Tirana nailed it'll show those northern bastards, and I can't wait to see it.
Raylo?
I am not prepared to vouch for him, Your Majesty. He managed to beat me once, but luck alone isn't enough in Frisia. He can't do it.
I will take your view into account. However, I also promised to consider the results of the tournament. And you exceeded my expectations in the tournament, Finn. I'm not sure if that's enough for the success of the mission, but I can't ignore the Master of Intelligence's opinion. no matter how crazy it is. I will pay for the preparations for the mission, but other than that, my generosity will be limited. War is greedy, and we need gold here. This is all I can give you, Finn.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Raylo, you shall go with them.
But my king...
I won't hear it, Raylo. I have spoken. I know your experience will help Finn in Frisia. The success of this mission now depends on you as well. Don't disappoint me. And
Yes, Your Majesty.
This could be the first step in a brilliant career.
use the remaining time to prepare properly. I wish you luck, and I will await your return. Hear me, Ache. I forbid you to die.
As you wish, Your Majesty. You made a good showing at the tournament, Finn, and you managed to persuade the king. We can now continue preparing for the tournaments. But I promised that I won't make you do what you're not prepared for. Do you have any doubts?
I want to help, Uncle. I'm afraid, but this is my duty before you and Berkana.
Thank you, my boy. Then let's start your training. You still have a lot to learn. We have just 2 months to teach you everything. You must become a Frisian, Finn. You must know everything they know. You must look like them. You must move like them. And learn to play better than they ever could. You can do it, my boy. I believe in you.
Well then, are we going or not?
Be patient. We should change into some more appropriate garb before we leave for Frisia. Get dressed.
That's it. Now I'm ready to talk to those northern bastards.
In your case, Cleta, it's best to keep quiet. Leave the talking to those who have an idea about manners.
Keep your advice to yourself, pup, before I shove your manners where the sun don't shine.
Oh, you're a real knockout.
I hope I won't have to listen to your quarrels all the time. Concentrate on the mission, or just shut up. Where's Finn?
I'm here, Uncle.
My boy, you look like a true Frisian.
I don't think I should be proud of that.
Remember, you are now the young aristocrat, Count Rene Kallio, a member of an influential family known for its vast family tree.
Looks like there's an aristocrat too many in our party.
And what about all of you? You don't look too much like Frisians. And what if they know who you are, Uncle?
What sort of master of intelligence would I be if everyone knew who I am? Don't worry, we won't pretend to be Frisians. We're cannons, your teachers and advisors. You hired us to study and improve your tactics.
I'm not sure that we 3 will be enough. We should really take along another dozen or 2.
And where will we go, Uncle? Where will the first tournament be?
We're going to Riga first. It's a city in Gallia, the closest one.
I also spent a couple of years there and know the place really well.
That's right. We have a small advantage. Let's go. Our journey begins.
So much blood. How can they enjoy this?
I hope you're not going to faint.
Cruel spectacles have always excited the crowd, lad. People get crazed by the sight of blood. Did you see the girl on the grandstand?
Yes. Who is she?
Her name is Quina Rosetta. She commands the army of Riga. She is your main opponent at this tournament, Finn. We must get rid of her.
A woman? Will I have to fight a woman?
Make no mistake, my boy. Quina only pretends to be a woman.
Pretends. I think she looks rather nice. For a Frisian.
She's a gal, idiot. At least by half. Before your loins start thinking for you, remember, she has sharp teeth between her legs.
I see you managed to get together with her, Cleta.
Shut your mouth, pup. I'm not joking. The wench is a beast to be feared. She became a commander a few years ago, but there are already enough stories. I heard she likes to personally torture prisoners. She cuts off their ears and fingers and skins them alive, purely for her own pleasure.
Disgusting.
Quina is cruel, merciless, and bloodthirsty. That's why they call her the she-wolf. Give her a finger and your hand is gone. Got it?
Yes, I'll be careful.
Since we're talking of being careful, we should find a tavern far from prying eyes. Cleta?
Yeah, I know one. Let's go.
What a hole. Wasn't there anything better?
Forgive my blunder, your highness. All the castles were taken, so you shall have to warm your tender buttocks here.
Enough, Raylo. The tavern's good enough. What's next?
We need to decide how to get to Quina and kill her, without attracting attention to ourselves.
Then we need to either find her alone or send some killers. Quina is well guarded at the arena. The creature doesn't go anywhere else.
That means we need to lure her out, Cleta. Got any ideas?
Oh, perhaps our freshly baked count will invite her out on a date. If he doesn't get disgraced at the tournament.
It's not funny, Raylo. We're talking about life and death.
Well, it could work with a common wench, but that one would only go for a real devil.
Yeah, I would prefer someone more normal. I don't want to end up with no ears, fingers, or skin.
What's wrong, Finn? Scared of a girl?
Let's get back to it later and do what the situation demands. Prepare your deck, Finn. We will start the tournament and see what we can do. It's probably worth getting a lesson or two from Raylo to know more about the Frisian deck. Do not hurry. We'll set off once you're ready.
What do you need? I hope you paid attention to what you were told and learned something at least. Our lives depend on it.
You don't believe in success much, right?
The Ursus tourney was training. Here, it's all for real. You don't have enough knowledge or experience. I hope you pass the qualifiers at least.
Your support is so reassuring. Thanks.
I'm always here for you.
Do you need anything, my boy? How are you feeling, my boy?
Not too confident. I called myself a count, but I live in some tavern. Isn't that suspicious?
That would be strange in Burkana, but here, Frisians are obsessed with titles and hand them out to everyone. They won't even look at you unless you have one. Believe me, this tourney has lots of counts apart from you. Not all of them can afford a house befitting their status.
What about my family tree? What if they start asking questions?
You don't have to answer them. Be cold and arrogant, or improvise. The main thing is to never show weakness and remain alert. I already lost a friend in this city, and I don't want to lose a son as well.
A friend? What are you talking about, Uncle?
His name was Michonne. We searched for Prince Ho during the reaping together. He always smiled. He never lost heart.
What happened to him?
After the war, he became the Burkanan ambassador here in Riga. He believed he could change something, build bridges. He was hanged without a trial, accused of poisoning the commander of Riga. But I don't need a trial to know he never did it. So be careful, my boy. We can have no allies or friends here. As soon as you let your guard down, you'll get a knife in your back.
All right, Uncle. I'll be careful.
What's up, lad? You're a bit pale, Finn. Are you worried?
Very. I hope I won't look too different to the local Frisians.
These aren't quite Frisians, lad. We're in Gelia. The Frisians conquered it an age ago and built this city. But there are few of them here. It's mostly Gels or children of mixed marriages living here.
I thought Gels were more wild. These people don't look barbaric.
That's right. The local Gels took on many Frisian customs and forgot some of theirs, so they don't look like true Highlanders. That's why Riga is a special city. What is normal in Frisia isn't honored here. Neither are Highlander habits. An unusual place.
This gives me hope that I can fit in. Thank you, Cleta.